What's up, guys? How you doing this evening? Sitting here enjoying my corncob pipe and feeling a bit nostalgic. So to me, there's not much more nostalgic than traditional archery, a corncob pipe, building your own wood arrows, and it's just what I like to do in my spare time. So it's not an everyday thing, but occasionally I'll get an itch and I gotta scratch it. So for the purposes of today's video, this is not what that's about. But I wanted to take this opportunity while I'm sitting around and use it to give you guys some information about how I stain and seal my wood arrows, as well as where I get them from and just some basic information on how I prep them. So bear with me here. So this is a totally fresh, unstained, unsealed wood arrow shaft. I specifically source my wood arrow shafts from Doug at Sherwood Shafts, and I will do my best to link his information in the description. But uncut, I think these are 32, maybe 33 inches, and you can of course cut them to length that corresponds with your draw length or your setup. But these particularly are spined 55-60, which is only relative to me. I think you can get them in spines all the way from 35 to 85 pounds. But that being said, before I stain this, I will use my taper tool that I bought from Three Rivers. This is like $1. So you usually just add it in once you have free shipping over a certain amount, but it's labeled. This is for an 11/32 diameter shaft. So you have a knock end and a tip end. And again, this identifies, so it's just like a pencil sharpener. You'll stick this in, and you can tell from the depth that's your knock end. But you'll taper these shafts, and that's what you've got. So I have to admit that I think I just messed up. So here's another good tip. Label this so that you're 100% sure. But you get my point, all right? This still needs to be cut to length. I can make the adjustment. Once you have it cut to length, you'll want to use just a cloth or an old t-shirt. I don't make this too complicated. I want it to be cheap, simple, fast. I picked this up off of another traditional archer. This is a Fibings saddle tan leather color. Okay, this stuff adheres incredibly and gives a beautiful rich color to the wood. But one note that I want to point out: if you do not seal your arrows properly, this will bleed onto your hands when you're handling your arrow. The cure time, however, is next to nothing in terms of like handling, maybe 10-15 minutes. So what I do is typically just wear a set of gloves, and I will apply a coat of this, let it sit for maybe 5 minutes if I'm being honest. Another coat, another coat. Typically I'll do 3 coats, and that'll get me to where I want to be before it's time to seal the arrow. You can see that Coco in the background there is really excited about what we got going on. So once it's time to seal the arrow, I simply use an oil-based Minwax wipe-on poly. Okay. The wipe-on poly works really well for me. it has a bit of a longer handling time. A bit of a longer cure time before it can be handled. Typically about an hour, which is what it states on the directions. So I'll do 3 coats of stain, 3 coats of wipe-on poly. But if you're doing 6 arrows, you can get the stain done in, call it 20 minutes, and then you can get the poly done within half a day. So if you want to do this on a Sunday afternoon when you're just relaxing, it's a great opportunity for you. So this is my finished product. You can see the difference in the color of the unfinished shaft versus this saddle tan. It gives it such a rich, just beautiful deep color. You can see all the grain. So I love this. It almost, if you're familiar with aged Osage, that's what this reminds me of, and matches just about any setup. So one note is that between your coats of Minwax poly, you want to hit it with some steel wool. Just take very lightly steel wool up and down, not a lot, just until you get a smooth finish. That'll really help finish out the shaft. So I'm going to be bringing you guys some more information as we progress about, how I apply field tips, how I install field tips, how I install my nocks, how I fletch these wood arrows. But that is out of the box before anything else, how I taper them, stain them, and seal them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my corncob pipe, and I will just look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Make sure you keep God first and just continue to do everything in His name. Talk to y'all later.